Imagine this, one of the world's biggest rappers, the self-proclaimed queen of keeping it real, sitting in a courtroom sweating under the fluorescent lights while a judge stares her down like she's just another name on the docket. Not a superstar, not a Grammy winner, just another defendant fighting to survive. How did we get here? How did Cardi B go from chart-topping hits and red carpet glamour to being one headline away from total collapse? Was it the lawsuits? The assaults? The strip club brawls? The microphone attacks? Or maybe it's something darker, something the public was never supposed to see. Because right now, the narrative is no longer about music, it's about punishment, reputation shredded, career on life support. Fans asking, is this the end of Cardi B? Stick with me, because in the next few minutes I'm pulling back the curtain on the scandal rocking hip-hop to its core. From secret courtroom drama to leaked testimonies, from fake smiles on Instagram to explosive meltdowns behind closed doors. This story isn't just shocking, it's the kind of downfall you can't look away from. Cardi B punished. Maybe for good. So let's lay it out. The scandal that's rocking the culture right now isn't just about one fight, one courtroom, or one bad headline. This is about a pattern, a cycle, and honestly, a self-destruction story in slow motion. And the star of this downfall? None other than Belcalis Almanzar Cardi B herself, the same Cardi B who told us she was just a regular, degular, schmegular girl from the Bronx. Cute back then. Not so cute when the regular, degular girl is throwing microphones at fans, dragging bartenders out of strip clubs, and allegedly spitting on security guards. Regular, degular, or just dangerous? Let's rewind. Because to understand why Cardi B is now sitting in a California courtroom with her career dangling by a thread, you have to look back at the rap sheet. And no, I don't mean her billboard. Rap sheet, I mean her actual rap sheet back in 2016. Before she was a household name, Cardi went live on Instagram and bragged about luring men to hotel rooms, drugging them and robbing them. Yes, you heard that right. No undercover sting, no gossip blog, she admitted it herself. On camera, like it was just another funny Bronx survival story. I had to do what I had to do, she said. Excuse me? Drugging and robbing, and that's just survival? If Bill Cosby said the same thing, the internet would implode. But Cardi? She laughed it off. The fans shrugged. And the music industry? Silent. Because money talks and Cardi was selling records, but scandals have a way of catching up. Fast forward to 2018, the infamous Angel Strip Club incident. Cardi suspected. Two sisters bartenders, not rivals, not rappers, not anybody with real beef of messing with Offset. Her response? Allegedly orchestrating not one, but two separate attacks on them. Chairs thrown, bottles flying, heads smashed into bars. And you thought love and hip-hop was scripted drama? No, this was real-life courtroom-certified chaos. She faced 14 charges, including felonies. Felonies. Most rappers brag about charges in their songs. Cardi was living it in TMZ headlines, and what did she do during that time? Did she lay low? Reflect? Nope. She skipped the court date to film a music video. Because apparently, choreography matters more than criminal charges. Eventually, she pleaded guilty. Not to all of it, but enough third-degree assault, second-degree, reckless endangerment, community service, and a 3-year restraining order. Which, if you think about it, is wild. How does someone go from Grammy night gowns to court-ordered trash pickup in just a few years? That's not a glow-up. That's a glow-down, and that's the thing. Every year, every season, Cardi finds a way to turn drama into actual legal trouble. September 2018. The Nicki Minaj shoe throwing at New York Fashion Week. Now, was it funny? Yes. Did it give us memes? Absolutely. But imagine you're a grown millionaire at a high-fashion event and your best move is to launch a stiletto across the room. What are we doing here? Then came 2023 Las Vegas. A fan splashes Cardi with a drink during a performance. Instead of shrugging it off, she hurls her microphone into the crowd. Now, authorities cleared her, called it self-defense. But wait, another woman pops up months later, claiming she was the one hit and sues her for assault and negligence. You can't make this stuff up. Actually, I take that back, you can make it up, but with Cardi, you don't have to. So here we are. Layer upon layer of violence, lawsuits, courtroom drama, and chaos. And just when you think it couldn't possibly get worse, the latest case drops like a bomb. Ellis v. Cardi B. This isn't about bartenders or rival rappers. This is about a security guard at a medical office who says Cardi B, pregnant at the time, went full WWE on her. Scratches, spit, slurs, threats, and let's not forget allegedly using her celebrity power to get Ellis fired from her job. Think about how insane that is. A millionaire superstar in Beverly Hills, allegedly attacking the very person hired to protect the place. And now, years later, the court is dragging all of it back into the spotlight. And the craziest, this video? Unlike criminal trials, this is civil. That means Cardi doesn't need to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Nope. Ellis just has to prove it's more likely than not. Which, in legal terms, basically means Cardi B could lose this case if the jury simply finds Ellis more believable. So what happens when Cardi B's credibility goes head-to-head with Ellis's testimony? What happens when jurors see a superstar's history of fights, violence, and courtroom tantrums? Let's just say the odds are stacked and not in Cardi's favor. And just when you thought the drama was already over the top, oh, no, this is where the investigative bombshells start rolling in, because if there's one thing you need to know about celebrity scandals, it's this: the court case is never just about the courtroom. It's about the leaks, the whispers, the anonymous insiders who suddenly can't stop talking. And with Cardi B, the leaks are juicier than a reality show confession booth. First up, the Ellis testimony leak, a so-called confidential transcript somehow made its way onto the internet last week. And let me tell you, this is the stuff TMZ would sacrifice their interns for. In it, Ellis describes Cardi as wild-eyed, screaming, and flailing her arms like she was trying to fight invisible demons. At one point, Ellis claims Cardi shouted, "Do you know who I am? I'll make sure you never work in this city again." Classic celebrity meltdown line, straight out of the "I'm too famous for consequences" playbook. And it gets better. A leaked medical report from February 2018 shows Ellis allegedly received 7 stitches on her cheek and required cosmetic intervention to reduce scarring. Anonymous plastic surgery clinic staff told gossip outlets that Ellis still comes in for follow-up treatments and refers to the scar as her $1 million reminder. Imagine that. Cardi B might have accidentally funded her enemy's glow-up, but the leaks don't stop there. Nope. Because according to a supposed ex-member of Cardi's team, who spoke to an underground blog called Rapper Leaks Daily, the rapper's crew allegedly pressured the clinic to delete security footage. The source claims, Cardi was panicking. She told us, "Get rid of that video or I'm finished." Now, whether that footage ever existed, who knows? But in the court of public opinion, the absence of video is already suspicious enough. After all, in 2025, when everything is on camera, how come the one time Cardi's accused of spitting and scratching, the tape magically vanishes? Meanwhile, social media is eating this up like it's the season finale of a Netflix crime doc. On TikTok, clips of Cardi testifying showing off her fingernails to prove they weren't long enough to scratch Ellis have been viewed over 20 million times. The top comment? "Sis got longer nails on her attitude than on her fingers." Savage.Twitter, or should I say X, because Elon won't let us forget, is even harsher. One viral post reads, "If Cardi B sneezes wrong in court, she's trending. The downfall tour is crazy." Another user wrote, "We gave her a Grammy. She gave us felony vibes. Ouch. And then you have the fans. The Barty gang is split right down the middle. Half are screaming, 'Leave Cardi alone, she's just real.' The other half quietly asking themselves whether their fave might actually be the villain in this story." That's the thing about scandals. They don't just test celebrities. They test fan loyalty, but here's where it gets really dark. According to one exclusive report in Hip Hop Truth Weekly, Cardi allegedly reached out privately to Ellis in 2019, offering a 6-figure hush settlement. The magazine claims Ellis refused, saying, "It's not about money, it's about accountability." If true, that's devastating. Because nothing screams guilty louder than a fat envelope labeled, "Let's forget this ever happened." And then there's Cardi's finances. A leaked confidential audit circulating online suggests she's bleeding money from lawsuits, legal fees, and delayed album rollouts. Anonymous industry accountants whisper that her legal tab for 2025 alone is already north of $7 million. Add in the copyright lawsuit, the Tasha K saga, and Ellis's potential damages, and suddenly Cardi's empire looks less like a castle and more like a sandcastle at high tide. Think about it. One civil loss here, another copyright ruling there, and Cardi could be on the hook for tens of millions. Sure, she's rich, but even millionaires crumble when the lawsuits pile higher than their Billboard charts. So we've got leaked transcripts, missing footage, financial freefall, and fans turning into critics by the day. The trial isn't even over, and the narrative is writing itself. Cardi B punished not just by the court, but by the culture. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the fallout. Because scandals like this don't just fade quietly into the background. Oh no, when the cracks start showing, the whole empire shakes, and Cardi B's empire. Right now, it looks like a Jenga tower 1 block away from collapse. Let's start with the government angle. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office has already confirmed they're monitoring the Ellis case for potential criminal implications. Translation: if Ellis's testimony holds water, Cardi could face fresh assault charges. Yes, again. Imagine that headline: Grammy-winning rapper back in handcuffs, round 2. Prosecutors live for a celebrity scalp, and Cardi might as well be walking around with a target painted on her designer outfit. But it's not just the data, according to a leak from a so-called federal insider. The IRS is sniffing around Cardi's finances. Rumor has it they're interested in her suspiciously low reported income compared to her flashy lifestyle. Translation: Uncle Sam wants his cut, and if Cardi's books aren't clean, she's looking at more than lawsuits. She's looking at a full-blown financial nightmare. Picture this: Cardi B doing community service in the morning and tax fraud depositions in the afternoon. A true double feature. And then comes the music industry backlash. Remember, this is an industry that will happily profit from chaos, until the chaos starts costing money. According to anonymous label executives, several major sponsors have already hit pause on Cardi-related campaigns. A sneaker brand allegedly scrapped a multi-million-dollar endorsement deal after the Ellis case resurfaced, citing brand safety concerns. Translation: Cardi B might still move units, but she's toxic for partnerships. And once you're toxic in Hollywood, you're disposable. Streaming services are also circling. Whispers say Spotify has quietly removed Cardi from their Women of Hip-Hop front page rotation. Apple Music too. Is it official? No, but the numbers don't lie. Her monthly listeners have dipped nearly 15% since the trial began. Fans are voting with their ears, and right now, the vote is looking grim. But the most painful betrayal? It's coming from within her own camp. Rumors say Offset, yes, the husband, the partner in crime, has been keeping his distance. Paparazzi haven't spotted them together in weeks. And when asked about Cardi's court case, Offset mumbled, "I'm focused on my own music." Translation: she's on her own. If your ride or die is suddenly more good luck, fam, that's not just smoke, that's fire. And what about the fans? The once loyal Barda gang is fracturing. Petitions are circulating online demanding that award shows ban Cardi until the trial is over. On Instagram, former stans are unfollowing in droves. One fan wrote, "We defended you for years. Now it feels like you were guilty the whole time." Brutal. The cancel culture wolves smell blood, and they're circling. But here's the thing. About Cardi, she's always bragged about being real, too real. Real enough to tell us her crimes on live stream. Real enough to swing fists and microphones instead of keeping quiet. Real enough that now, in 2025, realness has finally come back to bite her. So where does this end? Civil damages could run into the millions. Criminal charges could still be on the table. Endorsements are slipping. Fans are wavering. Offset is ghosting. The IRS is circling. This isn't just a bump in the road. This is the downfall arc of a lifetime. And here's the wild, this video. Cardi knows it. Courtroom insiders say she's been breaking down in private, muttering, "They're trying to end me." maybe she's right. Or maybe she's just finally facing the consequences of years of unchecked chaos. So here we are. Cardi B punished, exposed, and maybe finished for good. But is this really the end of her empire? Or just another chapter in the never-ending circus of celebrity chaos? What do you think? Should Cardi be held accountable once and for all? Or is the system out to destroy her because she's too raw, too loud, too unfiltered? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everything. Smash that like button if you think the truth is finally catching up with her, and don't forget to subscribe because the next scandal, it's coming faster than you think.